Thanks for choosing KUTV News at 9 to keep you informed once again. It is the 14th day of November. We have reports from across the country in matters politics and beyond, but most importantly, we have a special discussion lined up for you in the health sector, or in the health arena particularly. We will be discussing diabetes. Diabetes, a disease that perhaps we know, perhaps we don't know so well. So we will be engaging with our guest Justa Kajuju later on. But for now, let's get a short intro and then dive into the reports.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Yvonne Kemuma.
Well, on the sign language interpretation, I'm accompanied by Francis Okinyi. Do engage with us on X at KUTV_Kenya and at Kemuma_Monari. We are streaming live on YouTube at KUTV News Kenya. Will begin. Now, President William Ruto has continued to lash out at opposition leaders, accusing them of failing to present clear alternative policies, even as they campaign to take over government in next year's general elections. The president was speaking in Kangundo, Machakos County, where he was launching the construction of the Kangundo-Mwala Road.
President Ruto intensified attacks on the opposition in Kangundo, accusing them of offering promises without clear governance plans. While addressing residents during the launch of the Kangundo-Mwala Road, the president emphasized the importance in opening agricultural and trade zones, reducing travel times, and supporting of the road in ensuring economic growth, reaffirming his government's commitment to facilitating key infrastructure projects. He also dismissed the shared policies, reminding residents of the role in the country as it belongs to them.
Hii serikali hapana ya watu wachache, hii ni serikali ya Wakenya wote. Ama mnasemaje jameni? Si mimi nimetengeneza serikali ya broad based ya kuleta Wakenya wote pamoja. So mimi nataka niwaambie wale majamaa wanajaribu kushindana na sisi, watu ambao hawana, na unajua ukiwasikiza watakuja hapa, mtawasikia watakuwa tu na maneno tatu. Watakuja waseme one term, Kasongo must go.
President William Ruto assured that some money has been set aside for the Kangundo-Mwala Road project, saying the allocation will ensure steady progress and timely completion as the government moves to address long-standing transport challenges in the region.
Ndio mimi nataka niwaambie, msikuwe na wasiwasi. Mnasikia watu wengine wanajaribu kushindana na sisi, lakini wanajaribu kushindana na sisi wakiwa hawana agenda, wakiwa hawana program, wakiwa hawana maono, wakiwa hawana agenda, wakiwa hawana mpango. Wao kweli, mimi nataka niwaulize, si mmewasikia wa jamaa wale wa shares? Ati wanasema hawa wako na shares, hawa shares yao ni kidogo, hawa shares yao ni nyingi. Sio, ni ujinga.
President Ruto also announced that 15 new markets will be constructed in Machakos, saying the facilities are intended to support traders, enhance local commerce, and strengthen grassroots economic activity across the country.
Muliniuliza ya kwamba munataka barabara yenu hii ya kutoka Kangundo, si ndio? Mpaka iungane na Mwala pande ile kupitia pale Kivaani, si ndio? Mulisema hiyo barabara itengenezwe iwekwe lami. Mulisema hamukusema? Sasa mimi nimefika hapa leo na matingatinga, na serikali tumewapatia shilingi bilioni 1.1 ya kutengeneza hiyo barabara.
Mheshimiwa Rais, huyu Kawaya, mbunge wa hapa Mwala, kwa muda mrefu amesimama na serikali. Muda mrefu huyu Kawaya amesimama na serikali. Mimi naomba Rais, hiyo mambo yote Mheshimiwa Kawaya ameomba kwa niaba ya watu ya Mwala, kwa heshima ya huyu mbunge kusimama na serikali, umfanyie mambo yote. Jambo la pili, mumesikia Rais ametoa amri mbalimbali hapa.
Sisi Wakamba sio watu wa opposition. Paul Ngei alituacha kwa serikali. Mulumutisia akatuacha kwa serikali. Gaemuli akataja kwa serikali, General Mulinge akataja kwa serikali. Sasa sisi tuliingia opposition namna gani? Opposition hakuna kitu, si ndio? Nataka kuambia watu kwamba sisi tuko ndani na tutaendelea kuwa ndani ya serikali. Hii mpango ya wachache kutupanga saa yote, hii strategy yao ya poverty, political poverty strategy, hiyo imepitwa na wakati.
Residents and local leaders have welcomed the announcements but urged the government to ensure timely delivery and transparency in all projects. As political tensions heighten ahead of next year's polls, communities say they will judge leaders by actions, not promises. Linda Nzilu, KUTV.
Now, moving on, Public Service Cabinet Secretary Geoffrey Ruku has accused former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua of what he claims to be a plan to incite violence during the upcoming Mbeere North by-elections. Speaking during a public dialogue forums on the quality of education in Mbeere North, Ruku alleged that Gachagua is the sponsor of what he described as thugs from Githurai and other areas of Nairobi brought in to cause chaos and later blame residents of Mbeere North. The CS said that if Gachagua truly believed there was a security threat, he should have informed the DCI instead of writing to the Inspector General of Police.
Tunajua wewe pia Riginji, tunajua wewe umeanza kupanga njama ya kutoka kukuja hapa Mbeere na wahuni unatoka Githurai. Hiyo tunajua, na sisi tumetoa habari kwa serikali, tumetoa habari kwa DCI ya kwamba wewe unataka kufika hapa Mbeere North na guns, unataka kufika hapa Mbeere North na wahuni.
Anaanza kupiga tu kubweka wakiwa naona wengine. Kwani chifu utanizika? Unaniangalia vibaya hivyo? Mimi ndio nimesema.
Kama wewe Riginji unasema kuna makosa inafanyika, andika barua kwa yule ambaye anapaswa kuandikiwa barua. Na yule ambaye anapaswa kuandikiwa barua is Director of Criminal Investigation.
Now, the Kenya Primary School Heads Association, KEPSHA, has called on the Ministry of Education to upgrade more institutions into inclusive schools, saying that such improvements will strengthen management to enhance service delivery across the country. This call was made by the National Secretary, Irene Yaile, during the 21st Annual General Meeting, AGM, held in Mombasa, where KEPSHA resolved to fully adopt the officially and implement its new identity KEPSHA to ensure consistent use across all schools in official activities, communication and documentation.
The 21st KEPSHA AGM conference asked the Ministry of Education to do the following. 1. Fast-track rebranding of basic education institutions to comprehensive schools for uniform identity and management structures. Number 2. Construct science laboratories in all junior schools based on identified needs. Number 3, implement the recommendations of the 2023 Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms and the forthcoming sessional paper number 1 of 2025 to ensure policy coherence. Capitation for primary schools to Kenya shillings 2,300 per annum to meet rising operational costs. Number 5, provide dedicated funding for co-curricular activities to nurture talent and holistic learner development.
Now, two schools under Kenyatta University, that is the KU Model School and KU Academy, today received new learning and playing materials designed to support early childhood education. This project is part of a wider research project carried out by the Kenyatta University Women's Economic Empowerment Hub, commonly known as KU Hub. The research took place in Tharaka Nithi County, where they found the need to carry out the initiative in line with their aim to empower women. The project aims to empower women to participate in economic activities while their young children attend school.
You have already, actually succeeded. to promote the education of 3-year-old children while achieving the broader objective of empowering women economically by giving them time to work. The Kenyatta University Women's Economic Empowerment Hub, known as KUW Hub, has handed over early childhood learning materials to KU Model School and KU Academy.
Now we are carrying out an impact study.
The Vice Chancellor of Kenyatta University, Professor Paul Kuria Wainaina, applauded the researchers for their transformative project that enhances education, empowers women, and raises the profile of Kenyatta University. His remarks were echoed by the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Research, Professor Caroline Dhorua.
This was a double, if you succeed by looking at an area where Kenyatta University is interested in. Remember, this is the institution where the issue of education is supreme, and making women more productive, and also having the children having a proper foundation for learning.
High quality evidence has been produced, and that is what has led the implementations on the ground.
The heads of the two schools, Pamela Sichenga, the deputy head teacher of KU Model School, and Bernice Mbithe, the acting head teacher of KU Academy, welcomed the project, saying that it will greatly benefit the young learners and encouraged continued collaboration.
Early childhood is a very important stage in children's life. So once it's considered the way Kenyatta University is doing, I think it will take education system to greater heights.
We really need the training for the teachers to know how to handle the learning materials.
KUW Hub conducted an in-depth study in Tharaka Nithi County to identify the barriers preventing women from participating in economic activities. The findings led to the creation of a randomized control trial RCT, which enabled the development of a special curriculum for 3-year-old children beginning school, along with a teacher's guide and a full set of learning materials.
We ended up agreeing that the 3 years old will be taught together with 4 years old, and for that to happen, we had to have 2 teachers in the class, so they co-teach and they share. But when the children break to smaller groups, then very specific knowledge at that age group is disseminated by one of the teachers, while the other teacher is also guiding the other children. The program then started in 2024.
We had to get permission from the Ministry of Education because currently the policy only allows 4 years to be in school. And then we had actually to develop the material.
The project has already been introduced in 60 schools across Tharaka Nithi County, a major step in supporting mothers who need a safe place for their young children while engaging in economic work.
When we go to school, the teachers say the 3-year-old have become the model for the whole school. Everybody wants to see how they are behaving, their discipline, they just being courageous. And when they come to school, they are not the ones who start crying because they want to hang on the mother. As soon as the mother reaches the gate, they say bye-bye. They run to school because of this material.
KUW Hub continues to empower women while at the same time building a strong educational foundation for young children to succeed academically. Rose Kaguku, KUTV, Nairobi.
Now, young people in Kenya are increasingly becoming vulnerable to diabetes, a trend that experts warn is accelerating due to lifestyle changes. Stigma and limited access to early screening is also a cause of late diagnosis. Now, today, Kenyatta University, in commemoration with other partners, held a campus walk aimed at raising awareness and offering free community screening for diabetes. The university's Vice Chancellor, Professor Wainaina, emphasized empathy and collective responsibility. Kenyatta University joined the global commemoration of the World Diabetes Day for a campus walk and free screening campaign targeting students, staff, and residents. The event, held in partnership with several stakeholders including Dear Hope Africa, brought together health advocates, specialists, and youth groups working to improve diabetes awareness and early diagnosis among young people. The walk was flagged off by Vice Chancellor Professor Paul K. Wainaina.
to give them hope. And therefore, we are saying this is an activity to remind us that there are those people who are not able to do what we are able to do. We sympathize with them, we give them hope, we tell them what to do, we tell them where to go and look for, available support. And we are happy to have actually partnered with the people who really care.
Taking part in the initiative was Dr. Kutv Acharya, who went on to emphasize the importance of awareness drives and early screening, noting that diabetes is now affecting young people at alarming rates, with many only discovering their conditions at late stages.
It's very important because diabetes can affect young people. Most of them get type 1 diabetes, which is insulin dependent. The pancreas is destroyed by autoimmunity. So the pancreas is destroyed and they need insulin for the rest of their lives. But if it's well controlled, they live a normal, healthy life. However, nowadays we are seeing more and more young people getting type 2 diabetes, which is a lifestyle condition because of obesity and unhealthy lifestyles. Some young people also get maturity onset diabetes of the young. It's rare, but it happens. It's a genetic condition where they may need insulin initially and then later on they can progress to tablets. It's very important that a doctor picks this up so that they're not treated wrongly.
Justa Kajuju of Dear Hope Africa acknowledged some of the challenges faced by diabetics in the country that range from misinformation or lack of information and the high cost of treatment. Factors, she says, continues to prevent young Kenyans from seeking screening and early care.
So it's important and it is very dire that we should have awareness included from when a person is diagnosed, walk through the journey so that they are able to manage this condition. It's not an easy journey. So the goal is to make sure that people are aware of diabetes, are diagnosed early, they are able to manage it, and also have the right information and resources to do that.
She, however, called for stronger collaboration with government and institutions to ease access to primary health care, subsidized insulin access, and empowering the young people with accurate information.
So it's very important also for the policymakers to chip in. For instance, SHA, we are having a problem there that level 1, 2, and 3. Mostly we don't get the proper professionals for treating diabetes. We get them in 4, 5, and 6, and that means the detection and management becomes hard.
Some people, they could be knowing what the condition is, but they don't know the nitty-gritties of handling the situations. Like if you're a diabetic person, your diet regimen is not like the diet for another person.
We are a group of young diabetics, and for us today this forum has provided a platform to create awareness about diabetes and ensure that people are aware of the disease and in fact they get tested so that they're not caught unawares.
The screening exercise enables students and university fraternity to better understand how diabetes affects diet, lifestyle, and long-term health. Yvonne Kemuma, KUTV.
Now, with that report, we will take a short commercial break, but on the other end, we will be continuing with that conversation, keeping in mind that the 14th of November is the World Diabetes Commemoration Day. Now, today, there have been activities taking part across the world, but particularly here at KUTV, we will be having that conversation on what happened earlier today, and we will be engaging with Justa Kajuju from Dear Hope Africa. So stay tuned. See you on the other end.
Our planet's future is in our hands. However, there is a threat to the brightness of this tomorrow. On Earth Check, we share the challenges, the solutions, and the hope.
I would call this a very momentous day, a very critical day.
Every episode, every story, every step we take creates a ripple. Join me, the environmentalist Emmanuel Kutosi, on KUTV every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and be part of Action. Welcome.
Ni nguzo na uso wa jamii. Kupanda shuka, akawa tuzo. Ukakamavu wake, ukatii na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke, akabaini jinsi ya kuweni. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari, kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari-ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake, nami Caroline Kimwele.
Msimu mpya, uso mpya, nguvu mpya bila shaka na ari mpya. Lakini dhamira ni ile ile. Kuboresha kilimo kwa maisha bora. Jiunge nami James Baraka na hudha wako mpya wa kipindi cha Boresha Kilimo, tunapochunguza mbinu za kisasa za kilimo, ukipenda teknolojia ibuka katika kilimo, maoni ya wataalamu na hadithi za mafanikio kutoka kila pembe ya taifa. Kutoka kwa wakulima wadogo hadi biashara za kilimo zilizostawi, tunakuvika maarifa na suluhisho kamili, si tu za kuongeza mazao yako, bali pia kuimarisha maisha yako. Kila Jumamosi saa 6:30 na Jumanne saa 4 asubuhi, usipitwe na baraka za Boresha Kilimo, nami James Baraka, hapa hapa KUTV.
A new era, a new people. This is the Law Matters Show. On your television.
My statement is written and just the quote the prosecution.
I think that this loss is a setback for Raila Odinga.
What policy recommendations are fronted by the candidate?
With diversity, we demystify important legal issues locally, regionally, and internationally.
What Tanzanians.
Join me, Elvin Onsongo, as I bring you more insights on law matters.
We are looking at social issues. What is the problem? Is it the economy? Is it...
Law Matters Show, creating awareness, advocacy, and enhancing lives.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Yvonne Kemuma.
And welcome back on the sign language interpretation. I'm accompanied by Francis Okinyi, And we are back for that conversation we were to have at this time, as I hinted earlier, and that is on diabetes. So on the call, on the other end of the call, I'm joined by Justa Kajuju from Dear Hope Kenya. Say hi.
Hello, hi.
Okay. So with the World Diabetes Day being marked today on the 14th of November, so many activities have been happening across the country. But in this particular conversation, we'll seek to understand particularly what is diabetes and who or what factors are currently or potentially could lead to someone being diagnosed with diabetes. And there's a concern that so many people of the young age are also being diagnosed with diabetes. Now, what are the predisposing factors, and now why is there the need for advocacy around this disease? Why is there a need to raise more awareness, to provide free screening, and how harmful can the disease be? And we've had some tales of people having to spend a lot of money on daily medication, and diabetes is one of those diseases. So let's get into it. As we begin, Justa Kajuju, we will begin. You just tell us who you are, introduce yourself for our audience, let them understand your history, and then we'll pick up from there.
Yes, my name is Justa Kajuju Mwenda. I live with type 1 diabetes for 8 years. I'm a young leader in diabetes, young leader in diabetes 2025-2027 in Kenya IDF. I am a DDoc voice and also the founder Dear Hope Africa. Okay,
I'll let you continue. Okay, I will have you continue. Now tell us why you had to found Dear Hope Kenya and why you chose to focus with diabetes. I've heard you say you're living with type 1 diabetes. Maybe from your experience, is that why you chose to enter the advocacy world?
In my late teenage, that is when I got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and there was a concern for me to find a safe group of young people that we would learn from each other how to manage transitioning from not being type 1 diabetes or rather living with diabetes and basically now getting in another life that you are reborn, or rather there's a rebirth and you start living with diabetes. It is a really challenging place, and I couldn't find a space where I could have my peers so that we can discuss or learn from them. So that is what motivated me to start Dear Hope. But basically I do research. I had to get into research so that I get to know how to really manage the condition. So basically diabetes, we have two types. We have more than 7 types, but we have most common are 2 types, type 1 and type 2. Whereby type 1, basically it is where the body is not able to produce insulin, or it produces little insulin. And the type 2, it's the body can produce insulin, but it inhibits the intake of insulin. So basically that is what it is. Type 2 can be reversed by type 1. You have to leave it when you're diagnosed until when you rest. So you have to manage yourself. You have to find ways to embrace it and manage yourself. Yes.
Okay, now tell us particularly what do you do at Dear Hope? Who are you trying to reach, and how do you reach them, or how are you of impact to them?
As a young person, advocacy, it is about policy change, and policy change starts with the lived experience, the people that live the reality, and that's how we push the policy change. So in awareness, we are not basically only teaching people, but engaging the policymakers, engaging everyone that is living with the condition to influence things like affordability of insulin, asking the government to put subsidies, about SHA. When you live with a condition, especially diabetes, categorically would like to ask if they could categorize it from other NCDs, because we can see the competition is very little, and we don't have trained. Most of our doctors that we find in level 1, 2, and 3 are not enough, or rather skilled enough to handle type 1s. We find them in 4, 5, and 6, and that is sometimes very hard, especially for people living in very far end where there are no enough hospitals or doctors, or in case of doctor strike, we really have a lot of challenges. So advocacy for me, or creating awareness for their hope, it is reaching to those people that we know are not able to get the right information, people that are stereotyped, stigmatized, and also linking them with all this information to the policymakers, because when the people that are living reality are not put into perspective, then health in a nation becomes a policy theater. So we as their hope and other young people, we're trying to have clubs in universities, we're trying to move on the ground to the people, trying to talk about the right information, encourage people living with diabetes, make the government understand the challenges that we have, and also try to show them that if this condition is maintained or attained or stop, if we stop the progression of other diseases like DKA and neuropathy and the rest, we will be able to use less funds on these. So it is better the government to start allocating proper capitation for detention or diagnosis, education, mental health, and everything about diabetes. So also I would like to talk about the subsidies. Insulin is very expensive. Sometimes we don't even find it. So they have to subsidize insulin, or even offer it for free if it's possible, because you have to live with it, with using insulin. Or rather, they subsidize it and also make it available. You might find sometimes you're not getting the medication. So what do? We have to stick to what we are not supposed to do. So we are calling upon the policymakers to allow us be part of these policies, so that it doesn't become a policy theater. Yes.
Okay, now you've spoken about policies that need to be changed to better accommodate people raising awareness. Now, how was your message received by the people you intended to reach out to?
Today was a very great day for me and other young people living with diabetes, other students actually, and the staff and the community that are not living with the condition, turned out in big numbers to come and join us in celebrations of World Diabetes Day, which was really amazing. Most of them are even not aware that they are living with the condition, but through the screening, others were consulting about their parents, how to handle mental health. We came together from more than 10 universities. We were there trying to show the rest of students that it is okay to live with this condition, and that we need the support, including the diets that we get in the institution, because that is the first place where, after transitioning from being taken care by the parents, now you have freedom to take care of yourself. So if we raise awareness starting at that point, we are able to get that information to many people. In campuses, we have professionals, and these professionals go out there. So if we have people understanding the proper information and embracing people living with diabetes, we are able to cut down on stigmatization, and also we are able to pass awareness out there without using a lot of resources, because these people are the ones that graduate and go to work in different places, especially in workplaces. Now, the theme of this year was diabetes and wellness. Wellness entails psychological, it entails, it's all around. So basically the theme of this year was well delivered by the students. They sat there, they listened, and I believe they went with a lot of knowledge concerning diabetes, and we will be getting positive impact to even those who are living with diabetes, because they are going to have a very positive environment around them. They are not going to fear when they are taking the injections, and that is a good thing. Another thing, we were so many, and I think that makes a lot of sense to the policy makers. So I believe the number that stand up there, and also the media, the partners and the supporters, it means that it's really concerning thing, and we should.
FKF Machakos branch has launched the Youth League for the first time, taking place during this long school holiday.
The reason why we have begun this league is to really identify and nurture talents right from grassroots, right from the right age. And surely today, through our coaches and our scouts, we've been able to see and to tap talent that has not been seen in our country and in our county. This league will be played when schools have closed. It's played in series, and right now we are going to. This is the November series. The following series will be in December.
Festus Mutuku, the FKF Machakos County Youth Representative, speaking during the league's opening at the Kenyatta Stadium, urged parents to come out and cheer up their children, saying that such support gives them motivation and increases their passion for football.
Most of the teams lack facilitation and support, and this is a responsibility of the parents. Most of these football academies and teams, they are really struggling with equipment, balls, cones, equipment to train. Wazazi tafadhali tunaomba jamani, tukaweze kusupport hizi team. Hao makocha wana-train hao watoto, hawapati kitu yote, hawalipu, and they are trained coaches.
According to Onens Masituo, the Machakos County Director for Sports, the league is not only meant to identify and develop talents, but also serves as a platform for creating mental health awareness, especially among children, to shield them from harmful behaviors during their school long holiday.
We are having some mentorship courses going around. We have professionals giving mental health issues, talking to our kids, talking about early pregnancy talks, and also we have others talking about GBV. And to wrap it up, we are doing some tree planting, which is also an exercise which is a nationwide exercise.
Some of the league participants, including Tiffany Mwikali, a player from Catalonia FC, and Evans Mwendo, a player from Momboni Express Soccer Academy, expressed their joy at taking part in such an event.
We thank FKF League for giving us as girls the opportunity to play today's game, because we are always not playing other games before, but we thank FKF for this match for today.
The mistakes that made us lose our second game were, example, dribbling in a place that we shouldn't. There are places in a game which you're not supposed to play at. Like, for example, near your goal. When you dribble near your goal, the chances of you losing the ball and a player winning the ball and getting scored are very, very high.
I trained to Bullet Academy. Ni watoi nimeanza na wao sasa ni mwaka ya pili. Ni watoi wamekuwa wakijikaza sana, wanapenda kucheza ball. So tumeona tuwapatie hiyo platform wajirekebishe kimakosa, tuwarekebishe pia, alafu tuone mali tutapeleka hiyo talanta yao.
This inaugural league features a total of 40 teams, 10 under 17 teams, 16 under 15 teams, and 14 under 13 teams, all playing during the school's long holiday period. James Baraka for KUTV.
Now at 57 minutes past the top of the hour, we call it a wrap here on KUTV News at 9. Many thanks for choosing KUTV to keep you informed. Once again, on the sign language interpretation has been Francis Okinyi. Remember to continue engaging with us on X at Kemuma_Monari and KUTV_Kenya. On YouTube, we have been streaming live on KUTV News Kenya, and our normal programming, you will catch it on KUTV Kenya. That is all the time. Have a good night.
Mama twende,